Imagine holding a penny so small and familiar that you barely notice it. Yet within that copper surface lies controversy, history, mistakes worth thousands, and stories that still shake the coin collecting world. These are not just 1-cent coins. These are witnesses to economic chaos, minting experiments, secret rarities, and some of the most hunted errors in American numismatics. Coins pulled from pocket change, desk drawers, and forgotten jars have changed lives, sparked lawsuits, and rewritten what collectors thought they knew about modern coinage. Today, we dive deep into Lincoln cents that look ordinary but are anything but. This is the story of pennies that refuse to be ignored. 1970 Lincoln Penny. The 1970 Lincoln cent stands at a crossroads in American coinage history, a time when rising copper prices, inflation, and changing mint technology were quietly reshaping the humble penny. Produced during the final full decade before copper would be reduced in the cent's composition, the 1970 issue represents both the end of an era and the beginning of one of the most notorious error hunts in U.S. numismatics. The obverse features Victor David Brenner's iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909. By 1970, the design had been in use for over 60 years, making it one of the most recognized coin portraits in the world. Lincoln's profile is sharp and dignified, but collectors pay close attention to the lettering of Liberty and I in God We Trust, especially on higher-grade coins where strike quality matters greatly. The reverse still carried Frank Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial design, with the tiny statue of Lincoln visible between the columns, a detail often weakly struck on circulation pieces. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 1 billion 1970 Lincoln cents, while the Denver Mint produced approximately 500 million. On the surface, these numbers suggest extreme commonality. However, what makes the 1970 cent legendary is not its mintage, but its errors and varieties. The most famous is the 1970 small date double die obverse, but even the regular 1970 Philadelphia and Denver coins have double dies, repunched mint marks, and striking anomalies that command serious attention. Collectors closely examine the date on 1970 cents, as subtle variations exist between large date and small date styles, particularly on San Francisco issues, though Philadelphia coins still see demand for high-grade examples. Full red, uncirculated coins from rolls are increasingly scarce due to decades of oxidation and improper storage. Coins that retain blazing original luster without carbon spotting are aggressively pursued. Errors elevate the 1970 cent into another league. Double die obverse varieties show clear doubling in the date, Liberty, and motto. Off-metal strikes, though rare, have been documented, including coins struck on dime planchets. Broad strikes, off-center strikes, and struck-through grease errors are also collected enthusiastically, especially when dramatic. Market value for the 1970 Lincoln cent ranges widely. Circulated examples are face value, but uncirculated red coins in high mint state grades can sell for tens or even hundreds of dollars. Certified MS-67 red examples can reach 4 figures. Major double dies and dramatic errors can exceed 5 figures at auction, especially when authenticated and well-preserved. Collector demand remains strong because the 1970 cent sits at the intersection of affordability and discovery. It is old enough to feel historic, modern enough to still appear in collections and hoards, and dangerous enough to reward careful inspection. For many collectors, the hunt for a rare 1970 cent never truly ends. 1977 Lincoln Penny. The 1977 Lincoln cent is often underestimated, dismissed as a common late copper penny from the era of mass production. Yet beneath that reputation lies a coin with surprising depth, condition rarity, and strong demand among specialists who understand how difficult truly pristine examples are to locate. By 1977, the Lincoln cent was struck entirely in a 95% copper alloy, just years before composition changes would alter the cent forever. The obverse portrait of Lincoln remained unchanged, but minting pressures were increasing as demand for coinage surged. This resulted in many coins being struck quickly, often with less than ideal quality control. Philadelphia produced over 4 billion 1977 cents, while Denver added more than 4.5 billion. These astronomical figures make the coin seem ubiquitous. However, Most examples entered circulation immediately and suffered heavy wear. Bag marks, weak strikes, and dull surfaces plague surviving uncirculated coins. Collectors focus intensely on strike sharpness, especially Lincoln's hair details and the clarity of the memorial steps on the reverse. Fully struck examples with crisp memorial lines and full column detail are scarce. Color is another critical factor. Original red surfaces without spotting or toning are difficult to find decades later, making high-grade red coins far rarer than mintage figures suggest. Errors add excitement to the 1977-cent double dies are known, though often subtle. More dramatic are off-center strikes, broad strikes, and struck-through errors that showcase minting mishaps during a period of intense production. These errors stand out dramatically due to the cent's simple design and large flat fields. Market values reflect this condition rarity. Circulated coins remain face value, but uncirculated red examples climb steadily in price as grade increases. MS-66 red coins are desirable, while MS-67 red coins are rare and command strong premiums, often selling for hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on eye appeal. Collector demand for the 1977 cent is driven by registry set competition and copper collectors seeking the best preserved examples of pre-1982 cents. As more collectors recognize how few top-tier survivors exist, demand continues to grow quietly but steadily. 1964 Lincoln Penny. The 1964 Lincoln cent occupies a unique place in American history, struck during a time of national tragedy, economic transition, and public hoarding. Following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in late 1963, the nation entered a period of uncertainty that spilled over into coin collecting and saving behavior. The obverse portrait of Lincoln carried extra emotional weight during this time, reinforcing the cent's symbolic importance. The reverse Lincoln memorial remained unchanged, but production skyrocketed as the public hoarded coins amid fears of metal shortages and coin redesigns. Philadelphia struck over 3 billion 1964 cents, while Denver produced nearly 2 billion. Despite these massive numbers, demand for 1964 cents remains high due to historical significance and the continued hunt for high-grade survivors. Strike quality varies widely. Many coins show weak details and heavy marks from mass production. Fully struck examples with smooth fields and strong luster are elusive. Red color retention is a major challenge, as many coins toned or spotted quickly due to improper storage. Errors and varieties exist, including double dies, repunched mint marks, and off-metal strikes. While none rival the fame of earlier Lincoln cent errors, authenticated examples still command strong prices due to collector enthusiasm. Market value ranges from face value to several $100s for high-grade red examples. MS-67 red coins are scarce and can bring impressive prices, while major errors can exceed expectations at auction. Collector demand is fueled by nostalgia, historical context, and the cent's association with a pivotal moment in American history. The 1964 cent remains a cornerstone of Lincoln cent collections. 1982 D. Lincoln Penny. The 1982 D. Lincoln cent is one of the most complex and fascinating issues in the entire series. This single year produced multiple compositions, date styles, and weight variations, creating a minefield of collectible possibilities. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from 95% copper to a zinc core with copper plating. As a result, both compositions were struck during the same year. Philadelphia and Denver produced large date and small date varieties, though Denver is believed to have struck only large date zinc cents officially. The obverse portrait remains familiar, but collectors focus intensely on the date style and coin weight. Copper cents weigh approximately 3.11 grams, while zinc cents weigh around 2.5 grams. The existence of an undiscovered or unconfirmed 1982 D small date copper cent has fueled one of the greatest modern coin hunts in history. Errors amplify the excitement. Off-metal strikes, transitional errors, and wrong planchet strikes have been documented. These coins can be worth thousands to tens of thousands of dollars, especially if authenticated. Market value for standard 1982 D cents remains low, but rare errors and high-grade examples command significant premiums. The mere possibility of discovering a new transitional rarity keeps collector demand extremely high. The 1982 D-cent is proof that even modern coins can still surprise the hobby, turning everyday pocket change into a potential treasure. 1981 Lincoln Penny. The 1981 Lincoln cent represents the final calm before the storm of the 1982 composition change. Struck entirely in copper alloy, it reflects the last years of traditional cent production before cost-cutting measures reshaped the coin forever. Philadelphia and Denver produced billions of 1981 cents, making them common in circulation for decades. Yet like other late copper cents, condition rarity defines value. Fully struck, high-grade red coins are increasingly difficult to locate. Design details remain consistent, but collectors examine strike sharpness, luster, and surface quality closely. Weak memorial details and flat hairlines are common issues. Errors include doubled dies, off-center strikes, and broad strikes. While not widely publicized, these errors are actively collected and can command strong prices. Market value mirrors other late copper cents. Circulated coins are face value, but MS-66 and MS-67 red examples bring increasing premiums. Error coins can reach hundreds or thousands depending on severity. Collector demand is steady and growing, driven by copper content, registry competition, and the desire to preserve the final chapter of full copper Lincoln cents. The 1981 penny may look ordinary, but for collectors, it represents the closing moments of a historic era in American coinage. And there you have it, 5 Lincoln cents that prove the smallest coins can carry the biggest stories. From hidden errors and transitional mysteries to condition rarities that defy their massive mintages, these pennies remind us that value isn't always loud or obvious. It hides in details, in weight, in strike, and in history waiting to be noticed. Before you dismiss a penny as spare change, remember this. Some of the most valuable coins ever discovered were once overlooked, tossed aside, or forgotten in a jar. Every coin has a story, but only a few reward those who take the time to truly look. If you enjoyed this deep dive into America's most fascinating cents, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay with Coins Numismatic Series, where history meets discovery and everyday coins reveal extraordinary secrets. Until next time, keep searching, because the next great find might already be in your hands.